All right, I'm being censored by Bobby, and I can't talk about things I want to talk about.
Well,
so
you didn't
fine,
know.
I'll just kick it to Frank. Fine.
Welcome to the Pat Oates Show, POS, with our host, Bobby Tamburo of Pat Oates. And our guest tonight is Juggy from Sports Fast Collective and host of Mornin on Compound Media, Bill Schulz. Take it, Pat.
Wow.
Hang on.
I
That
love
was
it.
terrible. That was terrible.
Why was that
We're gonna
terrible?
run it from the beginning. We're gonna run it from the
Fucking
beginning. Pat,
What was
you
the matter
go.
with that?
Pat, you go. I'll Frank, tag me in. I'm gonna try this. I want to try something.
Why,
new.
first of all, why did he do bad though? Tell us that.
That
was the
was
most
feedback,
enthusiasm he's
It
ever had
was
for a guest. He
good.
loves Bill, so he's
I thought that was,
excited.
oh yeah. It wasn't so much as Frank. It was more.
I was
more
the
him,
only one talking.
It was more him matching your negativity. So let's just try it again. Pat, you do your thing.
Negativity?
I'm gonna come in and announce that. I just want to try something new. Go ahead,
Are we
Pat.
fighting every week? It was a fun thing last week. I don't want to fight with you, Bobby.
You were being a dick, Bobby.
Yeah, every
Pat,
week.
go ahead.
I
Pat,
don't
go
know
ahead.
what it
Go
is,
ahead.
Bill. I don't know what it is.
Let's run this from the
wants to fight
top.
with me every goddamn
90% of what I do was just done. And now he's taking that from me.
All right.
Bobby's taking away Frank's identity, man.
No, let's let the star of Eastside Dave tell us what to do. Okay, I'll go next.
No, you know what?
No,
I don't feel
fine.
like doing it anymore. I was gonna run a bit. I was just trying to run a
Bobby
bit.
and fuck
but
Roy
you couldn't
Harder.
go
We
with
know the
me.
name of the
You
show.
couldn't, yes,
Go
and.
ahead, take it, Frank.
Thank
Nope.
you, Pat. Welcome to the POS Show with our host and co-host, Pat Oates and Bobby Tamburo.
I like that one.
With our guest tonight from Juggy from Sports Fast
See, now he
Collective
fucked up because he called him
and
from
host
Juggy.
of Mornin on Compound Media, Bill Schulz.
Nailed
You
it.
think I could do it twice in a row? You fucking
Nailed
No,
it.
you fucked it up
You
this
nailed
time.
Fuck Bobby. You nailed it.
Yeah, he's almost 80 years old and you're making him do things twice.
I was
It was
just
very
trying to run a
philosophical
bit.
too. From Juggy, I liked it.
Yeah,
it was deep.
from Juggy.
That's right.
Frank can't stop looking at that butt cheek. Like, that's his
I hate
problem. You don't like it, right?
No,
I don't like big butts.
no.
I've never liked
And
big
you
butts.
cannot lie?
I can lie, but I don't like I like tiny heinies. I've always been a fan of a tiny heiny. I don't want
Okay.
it's gross. That doesn't look good. It's gross.
It's artificial.
That shit must be insane. The ripples in the toilet, the noise is like echoes. It's like spelunking.
I gotta admit, I like a sizable ass. I mean, I'm
On the right person, but
Kardashian.
not just any person.
Me too, Bill. Me too. And all I'm
Yeah,
hearing from all
hashtag
these
Bill-
other guys,
Hashtag you too.
all I'm hearing from these other guys is my dick isn't big enough to get through all that junk. That's all I'm hearing, Bill. You and I swinging dicks.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. My dick isn't that big either. I'm fine with that. It's still been in plenty of people. It's not like the flag on the moon was big, but it still got in there. I don't care as long as I'm claiming shit. I'm fine.
Well, I don't want
butt.
like a cartoonishly Kim Kardashian.
Right.
Ass. Like I don't want that. But I like when you're looking down and all of a sudden there's like a weird shelf.
Yeah, a health. to it.
Yeah, there's a
Like-
weird shelf that kind of juts out. Like it's almost like they're presenting themselves to you. I like that.
But so many women will now wear the yoga pants to make their butt look like that. But when it takes it off, it looks like 2 bags of Bisquick. It's not there. I like it when it actually does look like
Yeah.
a tiny boob in the back. It has the same thing as a chest. They have a chest in the front.
It's a
and
bait and
chest in the
switch.
back.
It is a bait and switch. All right, yes, you are right. Yeah.
You did
Best
mention
part
the
is-
moon, by the way. Like you said, you want to plant that flag in the moon, and when they take those yoga pants off, both of them look like the surface of the moon, man.
Yeah, or
a lot
English
of cottage
muffins.
cheese going on there.
Yeah, it's a lot of Thomas's English muffin ass. A lot of nooks and crannies.
a lot of nooks and
Not that
crannies,
woman,
man.
whoever that woman is. It's cool that I know you've been doing Let's Get Loud a lot, and you got Josie to be on the show with us, and that's cool. But I appreciate it. Isn't that her or is that Larry? I can't tell.
No, none of you guys have realized the truly humorous thing of this video, though, which is she has to use the wall and the ceiling to make her butt jiggle. Like you're supposed to just be able to do that dancing. She's using tools. It's a funny thing. It's a
She's
humor
anchored
thing.
down.
I thought it was an earthquake.
Well,
Yeah.
by the way, she's using it better than me. I don't know if you can see behind me. I've got like a fucking pull-up bar by my kitchen.
Yeah.
And you know what that pull-up bar's got? A lot of dust. I always thought that I I like the minute I enter the kitchen, I'm gonna do like a couple pull-ups and I'm gonna get buff. Particularly during the pandemic. Never happened.
None.
Yeah. So that fucking thing's got like baseball hats on it now. And I use it as like when I do laundry. I'll put that on. But she's holding on to something there. And she's using it.
The
I'm
pull-up
guessing
bar
right
is going
now,
to be.
her ass is being used for the same thing: hats and laundry, and that's it. That's it.
The pull-up bar is going to be a nice accessory, though. When the depression finally kicks in too much, they're going to be like, "Well, he didn't do any pull-ups, but he did find one final use for his pull-up bar in the kitchen."
Believe me, Bobby, I've thought about it.
I didn't know he was such a fan of In Excess. It was amazing how he went out.
Well, that's autoerotic asphyxiation. I'm just all about suicide. I don't want to break it down.
I'm into manual erotic asphyxiation. Fuck that auto shit. I do it myself. That's how I do it.
It's a DIY culture right there, man.
Frank, have you ever hung yourself and jerked off?
I don't recall doing that. I mean,
That means you have.
Damn, you go hard.
Well, if you're soft, that's soft. You
possible.
can't get a boner while choking yourself and jerking off. That's you gotta take Blue Chew to fucking have autoerotic asphyxiation. That's a tough day.
I find this disturbing. I really.
Which
Yeah.
part?
That's part of the
I
eroticism.
agree. I agree. Like we are programmed to easily orgasm. Right? That's something that guys can do pretty easily. Women, less so. But I don't understand the idea of you want somehow a better orgasm where you could possibly kill yourself by putting a rope around your neck while jerking off. And then hopefully maybe you have a spotter, and that spotter will help you while you're jerking off, putting the rope around your neck, and not end up dead and your parents being mortified. Like, I don't understand that. Like, we are easy to orgasm. Stop with this extra shit.
But you know what? Let's really get deeper into the other thing. Imagine being the spotter. Imagine that's your life. You're the guy who just goes and chills out. It's one thing to choke and jerk yourself, but you're the guy who's like, yeah, I got nothing to do. I'll be there in 10.
And he goes like this. He goes like this. All right, good job.
That's what friends are for.
Keep smiling. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just,
Well, and by the way, if we're going to talk about this, weirdly, one of my good friends is Dr. Michael Bott. He used to be the head forensic pathologist for New York City. He's discovered a lot of mob people that were dead. He had a series on HBO, blah, blah. Well, he told me, and I believe Dr. Michael Bott, he told me that half of the suicides, quote unquote suicides, that are from teens in the United States are not suicides. They are autoerotic asphyxiation, and the parents were so mortified that they had died jerking themselves off while hating themselves that they would rather it be labeled as suicide. So on the obituary, it says suicide. They were jerking themselves off while hating themselves. Half of the teen suicides.
that makes me feel good. It does. That makes me feel better that these kids don't want to kill themselves. They were actually going for euphoria.
I totally agree. I thought, in fact, I feel like I told them the same thing. I'm like, what's good that they're not all that depressed?
Yeah.
Like, they're just weird about masturbating, but they actually didn't want to kill themselves.
Chapter 3 in sex ed. Please do not choke yourself while joking off. Chapter 4. Being a spotter because your friend's going to choke himself while jerking off anyway.
So true though. I get a little bit weirded out by girls who say that they enjoy being choked. It's a little bit of a different thing. It's not the auto thing. It's, hey, you know, I like being choked a little bit. I've never understood that. Not into it. And I don't want to be like, hey, just choke me a little bit. I'm like, choke yourself. You know how much you want to breathe. I'm not gonna catch a charge.
Well, let me ask you this: have you ever gotten the request? Oh,
yes.
Yeah, and I always decline.
Yes, at the same
I've gotten
time.
a request a couple times. Like, I'm not going to be a part of that Lifetime movie. You know,
Thank you.
I'm not doing it. Yeah,
It's too
and-
much
Well,
risk.
you could get away with it. If me, Juggy, Frank, or Pat choke a chick to death, we're definitely going to prison.
Why are you going for death?
There's no way. There's no
Release
way.
the hounds, yo. What are you doing?
I said a little for the record.
You know?
Just you said
There's
choke
no
a little.
way. If there's an accident, any of the four of us are convincing a jury she was into it. Bill, you have the charm.
Yeah.
You might be able to get away with this. Just the four of us, though.
Yeah, I'm
They're going to
taking
look at
notes.
me like guilty as hell. I'm not convinced she wanted to have sex with him, let alone getting choked by him.
Yeah, from the judge. That's a nice smile. He couldn't have. He's off. Those four
His
guys.
nickname's
wacky.
literally Juggy. He chokes the jugular.
Like, I've made this very clear many
Well,
times that I would
he's
never
making
fuck
that
a fat
connection,
person.
baby.
I am disgusted by fat women. I can't. I'm sorry. They're nice people. I could not personally fuck them. But if I knew there was a
I've had
woman,
sex with Bobby.
if there was a woman who wanted to have sex with me and wanted to be choked, I would hope she was fat so she didn't have a neck. So I couldn't do it. That would be like the best. I'd be like, all right, well, she wanted to get choked. I just regular fucked her because I couldn't find her neck, and I'd feel good about it. That would make me feel really special. I'd be like,
Well,
I'm
Juggy, your
doing a little-
co-host does jujitsu and shit, right? Like, what if you didn't do the traditional choke? You get rear naked or
like a leg
something
scissors?
crazy. Yeah, you're like,
Oh, you want to be
You sure you
choked a
want
little
this?
bit? She's fucking
Yeah.
tapping me. Yeah, I gotta learn some chokeholds from Chick and teach the women this is not what you want. And if you want to do that, again, auto asphyxiation. Don't put that on me. Do it yourself. I just don't want to catch a charge. If you're into whatever you're into,
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm
totally
a
get it.
pussy.
If it's gonna make
I don't need that in my life. Don't need it
Yeah.
in my life. Yeah.
If you're gonna
Right, but at
turn
the
the
same
volume up on
time-
that orgasm, fine. Just leave my hands out of it. Like you're asking.
I never
for-
want to do it, but I also want to be the person if I care about someone and they like something, I will tell them, sure, I'll try it, but then I'll do it so poorly. Like they'll never
Now you're talking.
literally put my
Yeah,
pinky
yeah.
on there. I won't even touch their necks. I'll touch the pillow and be like, oh, I'm just not I have bad depth perception. I'm sorry. I can't find it. It's my bad.
barely touch her
Well,
and be like,
and
you
by the
like
way, we're
that?
going down weird avenues here, but let's do it. I've definitely dated girls that want to be hit during sex. First of all, not doing it. Never have. Having said that, what they do is because I won't hit them, they'll beat the fuck out of me. And by the way, and I assume in the back of their head they think that I like it. No, I don't. No. And
No.
I would go to work with kind of a black eye. And the last thing you want to do is say that my girlfriend punched me while we were having sex. But that's that would be the agreement that I'm not fucking doing this with you. But then she's beating the shit out of me. And none of it's good. And I think if there's any underlying PSA here, it's that women are awful.
I'm just picturing a jujitsu class. All right, guys, now pair off and spar. Michelle, you're with Cindy. Coach, I don't want to spar with Cindy. Why? She moans every time I hit her. I don't want to say anything, but I'm pretty sure she comes every time I choke her out.
And every time she
Lets me
taps,
win.
it's on my ass.
She's a black
Every
belt.
time.
I'm a white belt, but I win every time.
Did she tap out? No, she squirted. It was
I do like that though. Like if you don't want somebody to or if you don't want to do a job for somebody, you do it fucking awful.
Yeah.
I got a family member who just cannot mow a lawn to save his fucking life, and nobody's ever asked him to do it since. I'm like, you're a fucking genius. And it just
you're
goes
not
along that avenue.
Mexican. That's obviously what it is. Now, I think I'm not sure if I've told this story before, and it's probably not one I should tell, but since Bill brought it up, let's just go there.
Let's
So
do
when I
it.
was
Let's
in
do it.
college,
Give it
I
to me.
played
got it.
rugby, and I was living in the rugby house, and we'd have big parties every Tuesday night that paid our rent. People drinking in there, and there was always women around. And so one night when it was over, and I went upstairs, this one really cute girl was like, "Hey, let's go to your room." And we go in there. She's really hot, so I go in there. My room was right off the living room where everybody hung out. It was like a broken, beat up house. There was no doorknob. You'd have to duct tape the door. It was already
No, I
dumb.
thought the rugby house was pristine and well
Right.
kept.
This helps with the story part. So we go in there, and there's a little hole in the door where you can see through there anyway. We go into the room. We start making out. She gets naked right away. I'm like, this is a tremendous day.
Great.
And right there, she lays down, and then she whispers to me, "Punch me in the face." And I went, "Excuse me? I don't think I heard you correctly. I've been drinking, and I don't know what you said."
Yeah.
And she said,
Let's stop. Who put you up to this? What teammate of mine?
Right. Well,
I'm
this
being
is years
pranked here.
ago. So this is before anybody put up people in the shit or cared. There's no internet or whatever. So she just literally says, and again, punch me in the face. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I would just like to have sex, please. And then she said, no, if you're not going to punch me, I don't want to do that. And I said, you know what? Then you can go. And I got up
There it
and I
is.
said, let's just not do that. That's weird. I'm not a fan. Now, in the other room is her friend who had to be the wingman and my buddy trying to entertain while we're in the other room. And they're kind of hanging and not really getting along. And like I said, there's a hole in the door. It's paper thin. They can kind of hear what we're saying, but not really. So all of a sudden she goes, well, I'm not leaving. And I had a futon and she like starfished on it. So she got her hands on each corner and her feet on each corner. So now I'm trying to be like a magician pulling the tablecloth and I'm trying to like get her off the thing. Like, and she's going, punch me in the face. I'm like, just get off the bed. And she wouldn't. And she finally got up and she goes, I go, just get your clothes and leave. But she took my clothes. And she started pulling at my sweatshirt, and I went to pull it back, and then she let go, and she went through the door as she yelled, punch me in the face, and went to the door, and my friend's like, what the fuck's going on? And she goes, he won't hit me. He's like, oh, good. And like, so then she, as she gets up half naked and grabs it, she grabs our bong and then runs out the door and leaves.
Fucking amazing.
Steal our bong at the end of the thing, too. The next day I go to practice, and I told my buddy not to tell anybody. As I'm walking down the hill to practice, everyone's just chanting, punch me in the face, punch me in the face.
And the moral of the story is hit women, of course.
Oh, no, hide your bong. That's the fucking moral of the story. Don't leave your bong in the living room. What the fuck?
Oh, my
Frank,
God.
did all that bother you?
Man, I'm like,
Yeah,
by the way,
I just ignore it because I'm so old school. I just remember that I would give them $100 and give them a list of what I want.
Yeah,
And they
back in the day,
their
you
mouths
just gave
shut
them
and
demands.
just
and
do
money.
I think so old that hitting wasn't sexual at all. It was just how
No.
you taught a woman.
No, you're
It's how you
looking for
kept them in their
pocketbook.
place.
Something called the rule of thumb, right?
Yeah.
It's how you taught them
Right
what
in their
medium
ass.
well was.
That's where the thumb goes. Yeah, Frank last week even said there was a time before pedophilia. If you remember saying that on our podcast, Frank. We called it BP, before pedophilia.
So, Pat, are you going to pose the questions?
Opposed to questions?
Yeah, who's the piece of shit in the story?
Which story? Mine?
Yeah, is it
How
Pat
about we
for
don't?
not punching
Oh,
the
yeah,
girl
we-
in the face? Is it
Okay,
the
you
girl
know
for
what?
one?
Fine. I told the story. Who's the piece of shit?
Yeah.
Is it me for not meeting a girl's expectations? Is it the girl for not just having sex? There was kind of a contract there. I went to the room. She got naked. We were ready to go. Is it my friend for telling everyone about it? Is there other fatter friend for not tagging in? Maybe I could have fucked her and she doesn't need to get punched.
I have my POS. I have my POS. Do you want to go first? I know my POS.
Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
It's your friend.
Why
It's
is
your
that?
friend. The girl, like you and like you. I think you and I are very similar. We can't go that far kink wise.
No.
But God bless that girl for being that kinky. It's your buddy for telling everyone. That's the piece of shit.
But I would have
be
told
my
everyone too.
POS right there. Yeah.
I definitely would have told people too. I mean, how do you not? I get it. Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
dick, but,
Nah, you're right. Yeah.
but no one looked at me like a bad guy because I didn't do it.
No.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No. You're the hero in it. Aside from the fact that you didn't get laid.
No,
That's yeah.
no, I did not. Not at all. Not even close. She didn't like come back. Like, Juggy, who's a piece of shit?
I would honestly say the girl who wanted to get punched because she doesn't respect the fact that you're not going to cross limits that she wants you to. You respect women in a different way, and she's like, you know
actually,
what?
I might have to
If-
withdraw my. Yeah. You're right.
If you're not gonna hit me, I'm gonna steal your bong and maybe your clothes. That sounds like a really big piece of shit thing to do. It's like why is sex not good enough? I don't understand that.
But
Why
at
do you
the
need to
same time?
punch in the
Yes.
face in a college setting? It's not smart. I think the girl in this case is a piece of shit.
I look back at it
Yeah,
now as a
you're right.
46-year-old man, and I go,
Just an
finally,
opinion.
there was one girl in my life who showed me you're crazy right away. I didn't have to date her and get to know her for a while.
That's also true. Yeah, she
showing me
rolled out
those
the
cards
red carpet and
anyone.
nuts.
Yeah. Usually it takes me months in lawsuits. But anyway, Frank, who's the piece of shit?
I have to agree with Juggy on this one. It's the girl. It's the girl that wants
Yeah,
to be
no,
punched.
I-
Come
It's
on.
not always the girl, for the record. It's not always the girl
No,
in this
whoever wants to
specific
be
case.
punched. In
This
this
isn't the
case,
law,
it happens
Juggy.
to
It's
be
the
this-
girl.
Right.
be this girl. I think you took the high road, Pat. I commend you for
It's
that.
not a high road. It's just the road. No one should be doing this.
I
You're
mean,
such a
10
gentleman
minutes
for not
after that, you
punching
were in
that
the
girl in the
bathroom
face.
jerking off. I mean, you took care of your business. This girl got nothing, but still she's the piece of shit.
I
Yeah.
just went back
Yeah,
down
I
to the party
agree.
and drank.
I would draw my earlier piece of shit. You guys
No,
are right.
I think you're both. There's no wrong answer in this, but Bobby's gonna tell me it's me. So go ahead.
It's you, but it's not your fault.
All right.
It's you. It's not. It's you for
Is this
being.
Goodwill Hunting?
It's you. It's you for being an exception to the stereotype, Pat. because she knew what she was doing. She went to the rugby house. If you
But she
go to the
went
rugby
every
house
Tuesday.
and hook up
Everyone
with the
went.
guy,
Great point.
you're probably going to get punched in the face. If you go to the lacrosse house, you're probably not going to have consensual sex. If you go to the softball house, you're probably going to hook up with a girl. So she went with the stereotype, and you just weren't the stereotype.
So you're
you
saying
did
is she
not
went
meet
to the
Bobby, those are great
steakhouse and I
points,
was
man.
serving vegetables. And she's like, what the
Exactly,
fuck?
yeah.
The steakhouse. Why
Yeah.
are you bringing me avocado? What the fuck are we
Exactly.
doing?
There's nothing wrong with avocado. It's just not what she wanted that night,
No.
not why she went there. That's
Yeah,
all.
she wanted a bruised avocado is what she really
Yes,
wanted.
very, very much so. Very much.
Do you think she went to your games and
Oh,
like watched you
I
play
knew her
and
since.
was like, I know how hard Oates can hit. He's the perfect amount of pain for me.
Well, the funny thing is, earlier that night, she said to me,
That's the
she goes,
tagline of this
"You're
show,
different
right
than
there.
all the rest, and I've been to your games and this and that, and I always thought you were like the nice one. So I was the nice one. So I guess she was afraid of the others.
Yeah. She
Oh,
didn't
man.
choose O'Malley over there, who's 6'6", 250, and just lays dudes out.
Frank, from now on, every time you do the Pat Oates show, you got to be like, welcome the perfect amount of pain, Pat Oates. You have to, man. Just
Oh,
once
Bobby,
for me.
we forgot our new name for Frank.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, because just Frank's father-in-law, Bill, you'll appreciate this. Is Frank's father-in-law lives with him, and he's 102 years old, and he's
Oh
still.
my God.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And Frank, we just realized you're a son
My
of
hat's
Sam.
off.
I'm son of Sam. Yeah.
Son of Sam, like son-in-law of Sam, but we want to call it. Those are new T-shirts. Son-in-law of Sam is Frank. That is the name for
Wait,
him.
and like actually, you're somehow in a son-in-law relation with the man that killed brunettes in 1977,
Yeah.
or are we talking about something else here?
No, it's both of them.
It's a play on those words. That fits perfectly though, because I was thinking we could rename the show after like the events last week and like the start of this week's show, and it could be the Oatesy and Bobbiny show with son of Sam, Frank Mergallo.
Oatsy and Bobbiny.
Hey guys, can you cut Bobby's mic?
You get it? You get it,
Cut-
Pat? You're
cut his
Opie. You're Opie.
Cut his
in
mic.
this.
Guys,
I got it.
guys,
I got
can you get rid of Bobby?
I think it's
Oh,
hilarious
yeah,
that you think you're
on
Anthony.
getting rid of Bobby.
I don't. It's just the most fitting. There wasn't a way for me to work myself as Sam Roberts into the equation.
By the
so-
way, I had to defend my friend who was on this show, who's now getting shit on Kumia's show. Creamy Butters gets shit on. And I've known him forever. And now because he's a fan of Opie and the three Opie fans there is,
I was gonna say, who's a fan of Opie?
my friend Rich Butters and 4 other people. And because he always retweets Opie's stuff, Kumia saw his name. His guy's name's Rich Butters, but his handle is Creamy Butters. And when Kumia heard that, he won't stop going, ugh, Creamy Butters, and like
That's a
just
great
shitting on him. And today he posted something about him. So I had to write, like, he's a really good guy. He has one dumb skeleton in his closet that he finds Opie entertaining, but
And
let
the
it
irony
go.
is he's not like a traditional Opie guy where he's anti-Anthony. Like he likes Anthony too.
Loves Kumia.
He's completely in the middle. He's the rare guy who still loves them both. So like it's funny to
He's
just watch.
he was a
Anthony
guy
shit
who
on
was
him.
a comic for a little bit and he quit it because he just had to work regular jobs. But he's been a big fan of comedy. He loves Levy. He knows Levy well. He likes to be part of shit. And Opie has no one, so he just lets this guy be part of his shit. So he likes that. So I mean, I get it, but it was just so funny shitting on him.
And Bobby is sick of this story, and I apologize, Bobby, because you're gonna hear a rerun. But it's kind of a good story. The reason that I have the job that I have now, that I'm so thankful for, the morning show, through my boss, Anthony Cumia, is because Cumia and I became friends when he was on the show I used to do called Red Eye on Fox News. And he was a regular guy there.
Excuse me.
And immediately, God bless Cumia, he's very, like, he notices things very quickly. And we hit it. But I was the co-host, and my boss was Greg Gutfeld. And Cumia could tell that all was not right in the world of Greg Gutfeld. And so Cumia and I would go out and get drunk. And we would call it the Greg Chronicles because Opie's actual name is Greg, right?
Yes.
So what would happen was Cumia and I would go to a bar, get loaded, and he would bitch about Opie, and I would bitch about Greg. And we would just call it the Greg Files because, again, his name. And it was better than therapy. I've never been able to actually bitch about my boss before, and Kumi could tell I was upset with him, and Kumi hated Opie, and it was awesome. And through that, in a roundabout way, that's how I ended up on Compound. But yeah, that is how we became friends.
Fuck, because I shot a pilot for Compound, but I never became friends with Kumia. I became friendly with E-Rock, and that fucked me because now I don't have.
Oh no, yeah. Just give him sex.
I'm kidding.
Sex. Yeah.
I love E-Rock, and it's been great to always be part of that stuff. So, Bobby, are you mad at that story again, or were you happy to hear it?
No, I love that story.
I think it's a great story. I think it's great.
Oh, it's great. It was honestly, it was cheap therapy. I loved Kumia for it.
Yeah, and listen, most people named Greg are assholes. If you really think about all the Gregs you know.
By the way, never met a Greg that was not an asshole. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
I met Greg Giraldo, and he was my hero as a comic, but he wasn't known as the best guy.
No, yeah, we had him on the show. Greg was on Red Eye about 3 months before he died, and I liked him, but I was told he wasn't awesome. Yeah, as a human being.
Greg should be the male Karen. Like, that's the name for it. Like a Greg, someone who's just an asshole.
Yes.
Who ruins everything. That's a good name. All right.
You should
switch. When we learned Juggy's real name is Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greggy.
That's why I need to change my name to Juggy.
I hope your real name is Juggy. I really do. Okay. First story.
It is.
Meet Australia's youngest drag queen, Candy Featherbottom,
I know who the
challenging
piece of shit
perception
is.
at the local bowl clubs. Logan Kelly is not your average teenager. The 13-year-old Ipswich boy is a singer, dancer, aspiring actor, black belt in karate, and Australia's youngest drag queen. It was just a spark that flew in me. It's just another way of acting and performing for me, he said. Logan made his drag debut at the North Ipswich Bowls Club, southwest of Brisbane, at just 10 years old. The space doubles as a family-friendly drag club called Taboo, where once a month for the past 10 years, drag queens perform to sold-out audiences. Logan used to watch the show with his family until one night he was challenged by one of the queens to walk across the stage in high heels. A lot of the people thought I was going to do a little walk strut back, but when I wanted to do it properly, he said, and that's when Candy Featherbottom was born. Candy is a very unique character. She is really strong. She definitely feels energetic, excited, Logan said. Carl Ustigoff started Taboo more than a decade ago when the Bowls Club was on the brink of going out of business. He said bringing a drag show to a Bowls Club in the outer suburbs was risky, but it had paid off. I would have expected the reaction that we got, but for a little bit, we were getting those sly comments. I feel confident now that people in Ipswich know who we are, what we do, and what Taboo's all about. Who's the piece of shit in this story? A drag queen for seeing a 10-year-old boy.
First of all, I'm stealing all of your stories for tomorrow. We're going to do this on my show.
Oh, you are?
That's what we do with Let's Get Loud, Bill. We just steal all the good stories from POS last week.
Yeah.
I do all my research. What you do? All right. Okay, who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it the drag queen for challenging a 10-year-old boy to a gay off or whatever it was? Why would you look at a child and say, let's put on fancy shoes? Now, listen, as kids, we probably all did that. Like, you're 8 years old, you see your uncle's wardrobe sitting there, and you put on his dumb clothes. Look at me, I'm an old fuck. But to put it on and call yourself Candy Feather, listen, to each their own. Some kids play baseball, some kids are feather bottoms, whatever you are. Why would an adult look at a child and say, be an adult type thing? That wasn't looking at a child and saying be a child and have fun. You were challenging them to be an adult sexualized thing. Is it a guy who runs a family friendly place called Taboo? How the fuck do you call it taboo when it's family friendly? I've watched taboo porn and family friendly porn. They are not the same porn. So why would you call it that? Is it the parents for bringing their kids to Taboo drag queen night? There's nothing. I know Australia's terrible and it's all criminals and bullshit, but there's nothing else to do. Shrimp on the Barbie, Paul Hogan Day, something. There's nothing you can do. Is it the boy for calling himself Candy Featherbottom? You're 10. You're more imaginative. That's basically this gay SpongeBob SquarePants name. That is
no. That's Eat My Asshole, you pedophiles.
Well, I'll kick it to you. You know how the show goes. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Bobby, you go first.
There are so many pieces of shit in the story. Let me start with this.
Tough call.
Juggy, you played hockey, right?
What does this have to do? Okay, yes, I have.
I'm guessing based off of all your jerseys behind you. So
yeah. Sports show.
They don't let you get on the ice until you can show a certain amount of proficiency in skating. Right? Like you have to learn the basic skills of skating before they'll let you actually play hockey. So nobody gets hurt, things like that.
Yeah,
So I
clinics,
think
learn to play. You're right.
so I think if I went to my dad at 13 years old and was like, "Hey dad, I want to be a drag queen." Like my dad's a super supportive guy, so I think he would say, "Well, I think it's a little young for you to do that sexual stuff, but let's work on all the elements that would make you the world's best drag queen. We'll put you in dance classes. We'll put you in." No, like seriously, he would be like,
I
"If
hear
this
you.
is what you want to do, I'm all in."
A father
So, like,
showing his support.
Yeah. So like, I
Yeah.
think I think it's hard to blame the father for like letting his kid do this, but I think he could have found a more constructive way. But the piece of shit is a family friendly drag club.
Yeah.
Like
Taboo.
there's no family friendly porno theaters. There's
Right.
no this is the indoctrination of pedophilia. It's like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs last week. Like this is just, hey, let's sexualize kids. Let's normalize sexuality for young kids. This isn't teaching them. This isn't being like, be comfortable with your body. This is like drag it as an essence is very sexualized. It is about putting it out there like, ooh, I'm sexual. I want to be fierce. Like that's not the message we need to be teaching to kids. There shouldn't be a family friendly drag center. And if you're a 41-year-old drag queen, and you see a 13-year-old kid and you challenge him to a drag off, you should use Bill's
You should
thing and
be
hang
dragged
yourself.
off.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
be dragged off and beaten because it's just not right. Like if you see a kid and you're like, "Hey, you want some tips or some pointers?" That's
Look,
one thing.
for the record, I did not know he was 10. All right? I did not know he was 10.
Hey, it's not like you can just look at a boy and know by his balls. You can't cut him.
My name is Greg Applebottom.
You gotta just find out the hard way.
Bill's drag character, Billie Jean Queen.
I'm taking that. I'm taking that.
Frank, who's the piece of shit?
This is a tough one. I mean, I have to go against Bobby. I mean, he's so close-minded about this. But I think we have
Hang on,
to
before you make your point, I just want everybody here to know. Last week, Frank said, and I quote, "There was a time before pedophilia." End quote.
I brought it up earlier.
We said
I just want to remind people.
What is wrong with you? I do not
But
understand.
that's old news. I mean, who didn't know that? Let's be honest.
Julius Caesar?
Anybody over 79 years old would agree with me. I mean, so I don't see what the hell your point is. But anyway, getting back to the
Just
story,
Frank's way of
I
admitting
don't
everybody got
think-
molested.
Everybody.
I don't know how I could do this.
No
but
child
somehow
left behind.
Bobby's
No child's behind
child
left.
in the behind.
I don't know how this is possible, but I think Bobby's the piece of shit in this story.
Yeah, me too.
Wow.
I mean,
I like
I
that.
really
I
think
like
so.
that.
No child
I'll
from
be
behind.
honest with you. He's making statements in other people's mouths that aren't true. I mean, you gotta be open-minded when you're looking at this picture. You gotta be open-minded. The guy's
you
trying
don't.
to make a business. He introduces family drag shows. Okay.
Huh, I want to start a
little
business.
tough,
what do
but he
people
did
like
it. It's okay.
about
do it.
Did
pedophilia?
it. Okay, the parents saw the tendency of this child and exposed it to him. Like I'm sure
And
Juggy
that's
was
my issue.
exposed
All
to
the
hockey.
exposure going on. Yes,
Oh,
you're right.
hey, Bobby, it's my turn. You had it.
Yeah. Stop being a
Tell
little
him, Frank.
drag queen, Bobby.
Yeah, yeah.
Bobby,
You
gotta
gotta
get
be-
talking about him.
by next week, you're going to be in heels.
Yeah.
So
you
I'm going to
bitch.
have to say that seriously, that the piece of shit. I can't find somebody that's a piece of shit in this story because they were all doing something that was proactive, and I'm positive. I'm proactive. I mean, that's what I believe. I mean, if
Okay.
he
I love
wanted to, if he at 10 years old wanted to be in heels, good luck to him. That's
Good
all I
luck
got to say.
indeed.
For the 41-year-old drag queen that was on her way out, she was looking to make something of herself, to give herself some self-esteem. And so she went against a 10-year-old kid. I can't blame her. I can't blame the parents for finding an avenue for this kid to be successful. And I can't blame the kid. That's the way he is. So who is the piece of shit? Bobby, for condemning people on this show.
Juggy.
I love it. Anytime Bobby's a piece of shit, I'm on board.
Can I just say, if I wore heels, Frank's queer ass would try to fuck me.
I'm gonna open up a
Try. What do
restaurant.
you mean try? You two would make sweet love. Juggy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up a family restaurant and call it Eatophiles, and let's see
Yeah.
how successful I am. You know what I mean?
I'll
And
go.
how can you connect hockey to drag queens, Bobby? You got a creative mind, man. I love it. But I don't know. I honestly think that just in my, again, personal opinion, whatever, I think that the owner of the restaurant, for calling it a family-friendly restaurant, I do believe that a 10-year-old, I mean, what kid knows
it was a restaurant. It was a drag queen nightclub place.
Or a family-friendly nightclub.
I don't think it was the Chuck E. Cheese of fucking.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Animatronic drag queen singing.
Yeah.
RuPaul and the Bunch. And they're just playing drums. It's just...
I understand, like, if you want to have an avenue to have people find their identities, because, you know, that is important, especially nowadays. 10-year-old doesn't know what's going on. You want to see what's out there. That's fine. I think that it needs a little bit more research, you know, maybe get into like in teenager age or something like that, if you want to go and do something like that, because Bobby was right. It's very over sexualized, this whole drag queen thing. I'm not against it. I don't know if you guys remember a place in the city, Lucky Chang's. I don't even know if it's still there. I went
Is
there
it still there? I really want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Went
so
there.
Lucky Chang's now. Everything named
Yeah.
Chang
Yeah, but I was
shut down a year ago.
Yeah. It was just one of those places that you can go and like experience like the freedom of sexuality. I'm like, that's great. That's wonderful. And we were all like 15, 16 and we had a blast. It was great. But 10 years old, I don't know. But I don't know. Just calling a place family friendly like that, I think that you need to be a certain age to find their identity. So I'd probably have to say the owner for calling it a family friendly nightclub. It's kind of an oxymoron, in my opinion. Weird.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the entire fucking republic, that's what it is, of Australia, is the POS. Australia overall is first of all, the fact that they are, they know, and they have reported on the fact that, well, this is our youngest drag queen. The fact that they know that, fuck you, Australia, you are fucked up. The fact that you're monitoring this means there's a lot of that going on. And I think the POS is Australia.
Yeah,
overall.
It's proving how retarded they are. Their Greta Thunberg is Candy Featherbottom. Like, that's their brilliant child. Like, that's what they have. Besides Damian Rogers, everything from Australia is a piece of shit. Everything. I have it all blocked. All Australia on Twitter is blocked. Fuck them, but except for Damian Rogers. That's it. But the piece of shit in this story, Bobby, you were on the right path. You were there. It was close. Not there. You want to let your son be the best. That's what you said, right? You want to if he wants to do it, go for it. Then why is his dad being a shitty dad? You don't send him to the minor leagues. You send your boy to Thailand. That's what you do. There, and dress up like a little fucking woman and fuck army men that go over there and learn how to be a fucking real drag queen. You don't send him to fucking single A baseball when you know where the pros are. So that's who the piece of shit is, the father, for not caring enough.
He wants him to swing that bat, though, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tie food my ass. That's what he's going to have there. Tie my balloon knot. That's what it's going to be.
Hello, mates. Come to Cutie's Drag Hut. It's not pedophilia, but it's the closest thing we can legally get away with. No, I swear to you, the government won't shut us down. It's perfectly legal. Do you like Thailand, mate, where they have those little boys dance for you? We've got something
cute,
just as close.
Look at the cunt over here with the feather bottom cunt.
Look at the dick on this cunt.
Yeah.
Isn't it cute? It's a family-friendly cunt. It's my favorite kind.
That is a business that 100% caters to pedophiles. A business that doesn't cater to pedophiles.
Silk City hot sauce. Man, do they hate touching kids. They hate it. Now, listen, if you're a drag queen and you got to wear your tiny little skirt and your fishnets, you're worried, what if I eat hot sauce and I shit myself? Silk City hot sauce, scientifically proven to not make you shit your pants. It's the only hot sauce in the world that does that, even if you're getting your ass blown out by sailors when you're named Candy Featherbottom. No matter what it is, if you go for the Kevin Dabrowski sauce, he knows about ass play because he knows Gino. If you go for that one, if you go for Aaron Berg, he knows about ass play because he knows Gino. If you go for the Chad Zumach one, it's because he's Chad Zumach. But any of the sauces that you fucking go for would not blow out your ass the way somebody in Australia will to that boy when he turns 17, possibly 18 with a fake ID. Either
is
way,
it essential to cry
during the world, right, Bobby?
It is. Is it essential to cry during your rendition of Cher's Bang Bang? Then pour Silk City hot sauce in your urethra. It'll make you cry.
You'll
best
name
way-
yourself, if you're a drag queen, you'll name yourself Aretha Franklin because you'll be so excited about the hot sauce that you have. RESPECT, put your penis inside of me. And while you're doing that, you will have some wonderful Silk City hot sauce. Anything from mild to fucking wild. I love it. My favorite's Aztec Attack. But if you're like, Pat, I spent all my money on high heel shoes and fake tits. How am I going to afford this? Well, Bobby, how can they afford it? How does it make cheaper?
Well, you can use promo code POS. Pedophiles Overt Sexuality. POS. Like what's found at that drag queen's hut there. And you get 15% off. And you used to get a bottle of free cherry sriracha. You might still. We're not really sure. But use the code POS. Get yourself some badass Jew. That's my personal favorite. Kevin Dombrowski's is good. And that's all I've really tried.
I've tried more. I've tried Bob Biggerstaff's, the one with Chipotle in it and the regular. It's better with the Chipotle, with the maple and the Chipotle. It's fucking great. I haven't gone Ghost Whisper. I can't do that shit. It's too hot for me. But the Aztec I'll do. The Zumach one's good on chicken. It's locally made. And the great thing about those guys is not only they support comedy, dude. The guy's a patron of our Patreon. The guy supports so many comics. He's an amazing guy that just loves comedy. That pushes outside the box, just like that young boy who cut his dick off and now is outside his box. Whatever you're doing there, it's wonderful. POS for the promo code says you 15% off. That boy will have 15% of AIDS at least by the age of 17 years old. By the way, if you have AIDS, you're still allowed to buy Silk City hot sauce. They have no problem with that at all. As long as your credit card works.
Love comedy, hate pedophiles. It's a spicy wiener.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, I'm not 100% saying they hate pedophile. I don't know, but I don't really speak for other people, but I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb and say not fans.
I mean, to be fair, in the infamous words of Michael Jordan, pedophiles buy hot sauce too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Are you equating Republicans with pedophiles, my friend? And by the way, accurate. You're absolutely right.
I don't know if you guys know this. Every time Epstein had the women over, he always served multiple bottles of Silk City hot sauce. Because he's like, before you die, you should have something tasty. But now here's Bill Clinton's balls. Like, that's the worst. What makes it taste better? What tastes better than Prince Andrews just guzzling down your stupid
Little girl
throat with
came
his
to him
old
crying one day and was like, nothing will make Prince William's balls tolerable. And he said, nothing, winked, and pulled out a bottle of Aztec Attack.
When Bill Gates left Melinda and was like, fuck this, it's over, he took one thing with him, and it was this bottle of Chad Sumach's Mango Madness. He's like, I need this because I could roofie into this and get young girls to fuck me on Fuck Island because I just bought it because Epstein just sold it cheap on eBay. So I can go there. By the way, Silk City Hot Sauce does not sponsor Fuck Island. They just let their sauce go wherever it wants to go.
Oh, like, can some of these billionaires just call it brass tacks, and when they buy an island, just really actually call it Fuck Island?
Oh, it'd be so
like,
good.
if they actually label it Fuck Island,
Why
why
not? You get a midget and you call him Taboo. Yeah, Taboo, the plane. He's like, yes, boss. That would be great. You just do Fuck Island. I want that remake. Oh my God, that's great. 7 suspected cult members arrested for mummifying body found appeared to be set up as a shrine. 7 people with suspected ties to the Love Has Won cult in Saguch County are facing serious charges following the discovery of a body at a home in Moffett. A spokesperson for Saguch County Sheriff said they received a report of a deceased female in the residence and a concern of child abuse. According to the arrest warrants of the 7 people, Miguel Lamboy, which should be the name of the last kid, 42, allowed the group to stay at his residence when they needed a place on April 27th. Lamboy is believed to be part of the Love Has Won religious group. Lamboy left the house and upon return discovered the body of who he knows to be 45-year-old Leah Carlson. Lamboy stated that the body appeared to be mummified when Carlson's teeth exposed through the lips, the warrant said. Lamboy
Turns out Love had lost.
What's that?
So it turns out
These
Love
are
had
really
lost.
convoluted stories, Paul.
Yes. I go hard or I go home. That's what I go with.
Yeah.
Lamboy, that's we got to find the piece of shit. I can't just go for easy. Well, I got to give you options. Lamboy
I don't know where to go here. There's so much stuff going on. Oh, Jesus.
And by the way,
more to
just so
come.
everyone knows, Bill, it's not like I research it. I find a headline and I just hope it's good.
That was my
Lamboy
line.
attempted to leave with his son, but the visitors would not let him take the child. Lamboy went to the Salida Police Department to report the dead woman. Because his residence is in Saguch County, the report was handed over to the sheriff's office. 31-year-old Ryan Kramer, 35-year-old Christopher Royer, 35-year-old Sarah Rudolph, 47-year-old Karen Raymond, 45-year-old Jason Castillo, 32-year-old John Robertson, and 52-year-old Franco were arrested and booked on abuse of a corpse in 2 counts of child abuse into Rio Grande County Jail. When officers searched for the residents, the mummified remains were found in a back bedroom, lying on a bed wrapped in what appeared to be a sleeping bag. What appears to be a glitter-type makeup was found around the eyes of the woman. The body was decorated with Christmas tree lights and appeared to be set up in some type of shrine, the Warrens said. I know there is one, and I don't even know how to offer this. But who is the piece of shit in this story?
I got mine.
Go. I'm not even going to do anything more. I'm just going to Bill.
My POS is Paul. Because that is the most complicated.
My name is Pat, by the way.
Yeah.
You're the piece of shit for calling me Paul.
Huh?
No, the Paul guy who got arrested.
Oh, I thought he called me Paul.
No.
Oh, man.
The convoluted way that the story went, how I couldn't even follow it. I hate the story. But maybe that's my piece of shit. The story overall, like I don't know. It's good. It's weird, but everywhere it went, I could not even keep up. And I'm also have borderline Alzheimer's, but I hate the very idea of the goddamn story.
You can't claim Alzheimer's and one guy in this show is 80.
Although he's a spry 80. He
did tons of coke back in the day. He just stopped now. He's not spry.
It is funny that an 80-year-old can go, hang on, Dad.
Wait, did you just kill him?
Yeah, he died.
Did he just have a heart attack?
He died.
Is he still with us?
10 minutes ago. We were going to
Somebody's
mummify him and put glitter
There
on.
you are.
Wrap him in Christmas lights.
Frank, who's the piece of shit?
I think you need more information. I mean,
What more information do you need? Because I know more.
How convoluted was that story?
all right,
I couldn't follow it.
You did not mention if there was any DNA on the corpse. Number
Yeah, there
one.
was.
Oh, Frank. So she died by injecting silver, the wrong type of silver. She took it and it killed her. She thought it was a COVID treatment. That's how she died. To answer was it a murder question?
No, are you serious? Or?
Yeah. I swear to God.
No, he's kidding.
Well, Bobby's
so
always
she injected herself with silver, thinking
Not injected.
It was...
I'm sorry. She ingested.
Frank,
Ingested
the whole
silver.
story
Okay.
sucks. The story in and of itself is the piece of shit.
Well, then you know who the piece of shit is.
I just
if
wanted
you
to do
think
one
the story
thing,
is
not
a
about
piece
kid
of shit.
fucking. I'm sorry. Bill's like, there's no kid fucking. What's the point of this story? Why are all
Thank
these
you.
adults at this party?
You know my wheelhouse.
It's
I
a
mean,
Tonka
I
truck.
have to say the piece of shit is her for ingesting silver. I mean, why would you blame anybody else? I mean, it was her.
It's in a cult.
You know what? I like the fact they decorated the body with Christmas lights.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's cute.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a nice send-off,
nice.
I think.
Very
I
nice.
think it's
Yeah.
a nice send-off.
They did
So,
glitter on her
I mean,
eyes.
she's the piece of shit. It's simple.
Yeah.
She is. Okay, Bobby, go
I think
ahead.
the overall theme for tonight is that it's always the women that are the piece of shit. I
Okay.
think we're going.
I think the pieces of shit are all of you guys for laughing at this woman's poor plight.
How dare
Because if you take it out of context, right?
Right.
There was a woman, she had some beliefs that we needed to be cleaned of this disease. So she did something for all of us to see if it would cure all of our diseases. And then her people took care of her body. One of her followers said, I have a place we can lay it to rest. And they laid her to rest there. All I want to know is if the cops had waited 2 more days, would they have come and the body would have been gone? Because we did not let the Jesus story play out in
No,
full. We were
we did
one resurrection away from this basically being a 2020 version of Jesus, you know? So I think it's you guys for not having any faith.
Oh, okay. By the way, I withdraw my earlier comments. Bobby is the piece of shit in this story. Bobby is the piece of shit in this
Frank
story.
agrees.
Yeah. Am I not allowed to
agree.
laugh at a
I tell you
comedy
why.
show?
I'm going to tell you why, Bill. I agree with you. He had information on the story we didn't, so he
Thank
knew
you.
things.
I was
Hey,
getting
Brad.
there, but Bill was getting
Bobby and
lost.
Pat conspiracy. They were
Yes.
they're talking about it, and we know
Thank you.
nothing. Wait,
Well,
we
I
didn't
guess-
know.
Bobby
we
and
didn't
Pat
know
are the
shit.
piece of shit.
Hey,
Well, I
we
guess
got
Stop, let
A-plus.
Juggy talk.
I guess the silver lining of this story
Ah,
is that they say if your enemies are fools, you must be intelligent. And if Bill and Frank are against me, I'm doing all right.
Yeah. All right, Juggy, help us here. What's going on?
I think the piece of shit in this story has got to be Yukon Cornelius from Rudolph and the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
course,
'Cause
yes.
Oh.
I think that he with his fucking pickaxe throwing it up and tasting all the silver to see if it's there, tricked that poor woman into thinking that was okay to do. So I think that Yukon Cornelius can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's who
I hope
By the
while
way-
she took it, she's saying silver and gold. Silver
By the way,
and...
hey, you guys will
That was the
find this-
snowman.
I know.
You guys will find this when
I
you get
know
older.
too.
Fuck you, because you'll find this when you get older. You get bad earworms, and now I have silver and gold. Silver and
Red
gold
gold.
in my ear for the
Silver
next
and
week.
gold.
Because of you. Because
It's
of
catchy.
you.
Because of you. Oh, so we're singing all the songs now. The piece of
Don't
shit in this
ingest
story
the silver.
is the person who put glitter on a mummy. Why are we gaying up everything? It's a mummy. You don't
You
put
bejazzled a
on it.
mummy?
A mummy doesn't have sexuality. It's a burrito body. That's all it is. You don't put a fucking glitter on it. Woo, you see that person? If I walked into a room and I saw a mummy, I would run and cry out of that room. This person's like, no, let's do a makeover. They probably got a YouTube channel that's more views than we fucking do by doing a goddamn makeover on a dead person.
I don't know. Yeah, he looks like a giant paper mache arts and crafts project anyway. I don't see that big of a reach.
I do like the idea
Throw
of
glitter
them,
at it.
of them being like, our leader died. What are we gonna do? Okay, well, we got some glitter, we got a sleeping bag, and some
And some
Christmas lights.
Christmas
And
tree
somebody was like, I can work with this. And then they got done, and one guy in the back was like, oh boy, we fucked up.
It was like they played dead people chopped. They're like, what do we have? In your basket is glitter, Christmas lights, and a sleeping bag. And then
Oh, we make a mummy, a Christmas mummy.
All right. Bill, Juggy, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh man,
Really
this is so much
appreciate it.
fun.
I know.
Wait, can
Really
I
happy you guys are
run
on.
one prank real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
Past Frank. I
No,
had
I'm
a
going to
prank
go to
idea.
Frank. I'm thanking them,
Oh,
and then
okay.
Frank's going to
Sorry.
close it. So
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead then. My bad.
I was thanking them first in case somebody had to run away and do it.
Yeah. My
doing
bad.
that.
My bad.
No worries. But because I know Frank's got a story, because Frank always has a story, and we're letting Frank close this one. But I wanted to thank you both and let your plugs get in first so we don't lose it at the end. So, Bill, where can people see your show? Where can they see Mornin?
Thank you, brother. I'm Morning with Bill Schulz and Joanne Nosachinski. It's that weird of a name. We are 10 to 11 a.m. live on Compound Media. It's a very cheap subscription. I urge you to subscribe. It's very good. Unfortunately, Bobby has a lot of imprint in it, and I will preface with that.
Now, Bill,
yeah,
if
do
somebody wanted a taste of that show but wasn't quite sure they were ready to subscribe to Compound Media, what could they do? Is there like a page they
We
could
have a
see some
YouTube
clips?
channel. We have a YouTube channel. You just type in my name or Joanne's name, and she's been better about that. But yep, it's a thing. My elevator pitch is it is live with Kelly and Ryan meets a methadone clinic. That's basically it.
It's the morning show for people who don't like morning shows because they're cheesy.
Yes.
That's what I've always thought it was.
that's
Because it's a morning show you want to watch when you also like craziness. It's not like shitty and in your face. It's fun.
It's hard enough that you enjoy it, but it's not so hard that like if you were listening to it at work, you're probably not going to get in trouble.
Yeah, it's a hard R in any other network. It's Disney on Compound Media. And Joanne is a fucking weirdo. So just listen for that. And she's easy on the eyes.
Very easy on the eyes. Just like you, Juggy. Where can people see you?
Sports Mass Collective. We actually just finished a show. I hopped on over from there.
Which we
with,
appreciate.
Jim
Thank you.
Stansel and Aunt Mead. Oh, thank you for the invite. This is awesome, and I really appreciate it. Doing some Twitch, Juggy010. You can catch me on Twitter at Juggy Haha. And the lovely Chick Man Joan will be back soon for some more Fit Mass Collective. We're thinking about changing the name, but that's where you can find.
I thought it was going to be called Simplified Health. She told us.
Right? Yeah, it's something like that.
We had her on a couple weeks ago, and she had told us that was going to be the new name.
Do you just let her make all the executive decisions because she could kick your ass?
Yeah, she can choke
She's
me
brilliant
out. So.
and a badass. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'd let her
yeah,
do
yeah.
whatever she wants.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell her you can choke me. She's the one who chokes me.
Now, Bill, I know Juggy might be familiar with, but we talk about Frank here. Frank is, I think one day Frank needs to be on your show, and I think you'll want him on there for this very reason. Frank forever was working with a guy named Alan Abel, and they did pranks and hoaxes throughout the country. They've tricked the FBI. They've been stuck into the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Frank has a million stories where he did all these scams and pranks, but never revealed it.
Love it.
Here's these stories with us
Sneaking
all the
into
time.
the Super Bowl would be
So
fantastic.
Frank's going to
story.
share a story. Frank's going to share a story with us now. It may be about that, maybe not, but Frank every week shares these stories, and we find out who's the piece of shit in Frank's stories. Frank, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Pat. This goes back to the early 80s when Stamford, Connecticut was in a revitalization of the city. It was broken down. I mean, it was slums, but they decided to put a lot of money into it and build it up. And so Alan Abel came up with this great idea of contacting them and let them know Prince Amir Assad from Saudi Arabia is coming to Stamford and putting in a shitload of money to build the town up. And so he just shot out an email to the Chamber of Commerce and explaining that. And they responded and they said, we would love to have Prince Amir Assad explain his game plan to us. And so Alan said, well, that's you. Obviously, you're going to do it. He says, I don't think I have to go. You know, it's a luncheon. You get a free lunch. You know, just go take care of it. Wing it. I said, okay. So I came up with this story. I said, well, I'll just be outrageous. That's all. Just going to be a little outrageous. Well, I get a friend who has a limo who brings me down there. I got one bodyguard because this is going to be a simple thing. We don't have to make this 17 people. And so I show up and I walk into this ballroom. There's 500 people there. They promoted the shit out of this. That this guy is coming and with a boat full of money and he's going to build up Stamford. And I said, oh, motherfucker, what the hell am I going to say now? I can't lie. I can't tell him that I am going to do it. Then I'm on the hook for something. I said, well, I got to do the comedy. So I went in there straight-laced. The mayor of Stamford introduces me and tell me what a great guy I am. And I'm putting all this money in. Now
Frank, you got the full guard.
I got the Bermudas.
Jesus.
I got the chic outfit on. I got the glasses on, the sunglasses on, and I got the bodyguard standing next to me. And I tell him, I said, well, my plan is very simple. I'm saying this in an accent. I'm saying that I am going to build the biggest mosque in the United States in downtown Stamford.
What year was this?
1980.
Yeah, that scared the fuck
I
out
was
of me.
gonna-
That was not.
At least it wasn't close to 2001. Yeah.
This did not. This did not
man.
sit well. I could tell. And so I told him, I said, this will bring in so many Muslims to downtown Stamford. It's a boom. This will be wonderful. They'll buy houses in Stamford. This is a great opportunity for everybody to make money. I said, because all these people are going to come in, and then you're going to have the regular American tourists coming into Stamford, I'm going to build a casino. I'm going to build the biggest casino in the United States in downtown Stamford, right next to the mosque. And I'm hearing, yay, everybody's cheering. It's going to bring in money. And then I dropped the bomb. I said, we know what goes with casinos, prostitution. And so because the mayor is here now, we are going to legalize prostitution, and we're going to put a 20% tax on it to go to the city of Stamford. And everybody's going, I couldn't wait to get out of there. I didn't take any questions. I just left, got in the limo. All right, so who's the piece of shit? Is it Alan? Is it Alan for thinking of it? Is it for me to pulling it off? Is it the mayor for making an ass out of himself and introducing me like he knows me? Or is it the Chamber of Commerce for booking me?
All right, I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, Bill. No, go ahead,
Bill, go.
Go, Bill.
Chamber of Commerce for booking you.
It's a weird booking.
By the way, I'm losing my battery power. All right, go ahead.
We're almost done.
You got to understand, they were looking at this through false eyes. They thought
You're my fucking hero. You are my hero. Oh, it was awesome.
Oh, he's got so many stories like that, Bill. It's incredible.
Oh.
But Frank, the piece of shit
Yeah.
is you for not finished. What happened next? What happened when you
Yeah.
didn't
Yes.
deliver anything?
Where's Stanford's casino? And
Where's the
Oates?
prostitution? Where's the money?
Yes.
Where's
Yes.
the 20%?
Didn't they ask questions the next day?
Well,
And you
they
said
couldn't get a
drop the
hold of it.
bomb during that?
They didn't have my information. No, they had a number in New York City, an answering service number, and they just kept on leaving messages
So
until they
this
finally figured it
Sheik
out.
just showed up, made weird promises, and never came back. He just ghosted Stamford, Connecticut.
Well, I was looking for for something online with the paper, but they didn't have anything. I mean, it was 40 years ago.
Juggy, who's the piece of shit?
I would honestly say a quick and easy would be the mayor. For it just seems like he didn't do any prep work. He didn't even know who he was
None.
introducing. He had no fucking idea who this guy was. He's like, hey, here's a microphone, stranger, and yeah, that's his fault for doing
Just
that.
start promising whores.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. It's a Tommy Boy moment too. It's like a kind of like her idea, like that scene where David Spade was like, I'd rather have that. So a lot of people were probably thinking that it was going to be a huge town. It was a huge letdown, and that's mayor's responsibility. As always, you got to blame the politicians on this one.
Right.
And Bobby Valentine's running for state mayor now.
That's right.
So.
I like
Yes.
it.
Bobby,
Oh boy.
All right. So normally I choose Frank as the piece of shit. That's normally how this works. And normally it's because he does something where the story ends with him having some super hot starlet of the time.
which I think it did happen that way. That's why he cut it off at the end. He didn't give us anything. I think there is a whole.
Yeah. Where that wants to fuck him. I like in this story how he fucked the entire town of Stamford instead. But my piece of shit is ISIS. Because why have they not beheaded you yet, Frank? You posed as a Muslim guy
I
who
don't
wanted
know.
to
I'm
have
picturing Iron Sheik. Just
Yeah,
saying.
they wanted to have gambling and prostitution. Both of those are like really against the tenets of
Yeah, I
Islam.
know.
So I'm just waiting for the day that I'm flipping through YouTube and I just see Frank on there like, I apologize for belittling the Islamic faith, for pretending to be a sheik, and then just
We got to remember,
Oh,
Bobby,
man.
before our show, Frank never revealed any of this.
yeah.
Now he's just releasing it every week and going to get himself murdered by Penny Marshall, Stanford, the FBI. They all know shit that he did to them now.
Like that's the dude who ran on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the motherfucker who tried to fuck Penny Marshall in the back of a car. But it's like,
I did not.
she's too gross for you. I know. Frank, what we got going on? When's the next show? With the 20th?
Next, the 20th of May, we'll be at Comics of Mohegan Sun, Pat and I. We got a great lineup. We got some people coming, so it's be a fun night out.
Definitely. Bobby.
So Frank, real quick.
Yeah.
So I recently learned what Klinefelter syndrome is. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, it's when you have two X chromosomes and a Y chromosome. So you're a male, but you have some female traits like man tits, hard time growing
Right.
facial hair, things like that.
Land the plane, Bobby.
So
Might have a Y chromosome.
if you Google like celebrities with conditions, right? Like it just takes Wikipedia and it compiles a list. So for my prank, I think we should pick a celebrity who could kind of pass as having Klinefelter syndrome and edit their wiki page. Like if 10 people just go on and try to add has Klinefelters, then we could get a major celebrity that anytime you Google celebrities with Klinefelters, their name would come up.
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera's a great
Yeah.
option.
Let's do Michael
Yeah.
Cera. I think
I,
that's
right.
I was
perfect.
thinking like maybe a
Yes,
mango
yeah.
sauce type guy, but yeah, Michael Cera works
I
too.
thought you said celebrity. You can't do Chad
lobbed-
fucking Zumach. No one's
I
gonna know what
lobbed
the
the
fuck
pitch
that
up.
is.
I lobbed the pitch up, and you hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
Perfectly done.
Me too.
Bobby, what
Okay.
I've learned, and I'll pass it on to you, this may help you in the future. When you're thinking of a prank to do, you don't do it on social media before you do the prank. You don't discuss what you're going to do. Just think about that. Just think about that.
You know how many
I
times
love you,
Michael
Frank.
Cera watches this show? Like so often. It's like,
I can't wait. I can't wait till the deposition where the three of us are there for slander against Michael Cera, and they're playing the part where we're telling pedophiles to pour Silk City hot sauce in their urethra.
and then we're asking who's the piece of shit, the judge, the lawyer, or Bobby. And they're like, we don't care.
Frank, you know
Yes.
what my advice to Bobby would be?
What?
Maybe don't do pranks.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Leave it to the professionals.
And Frank, like the older you get, you realize Frank's are kind of douchey.
Frank- I think Frank's not that
Like,
busy.
Alan's, don't do them. Just don't do them.
Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Pat Oates YouTube channel. Check this out. Get on the Patreon. Bobby and I have a new show coming out exclusive to the Patreon. Will be POS Retro, all old stories from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Awesome.
Shitting on that stuff.
And
Bill,
the
we'd love
aughts.
to have you on that. Juggy, you too. It'd be great to have you on those shows. We do that one on the Patreon.
I'd love
Also
to.
check out Retail, our show. We shit on all retail jobs on POS as well. This show here, many more things on there. Go check that out as well. Guys, we thank you so much once again, Bill and Juggy, for joining us.
Thanks for having me, man.
Really a lot
This
of
was
fun.
lot
Thank
of
you so
fun.
much.
And Bobby,
Check out the East Side Dave Show with Roy Harder every Tuesday at 7:30 on Compound Media. Follow me at Bobby_Tamburo across social media. And remember, guys, don't be a piece of shit.